Well, recent history has shown that disasters and conflicts can hit at any time around the world. On average, 27 million people have lost their homes to disasters each year for over the last decade and killed over 1 million people. Today, we have Atish Gonzalez, who is a disaster from disasterready.org. Mr. Gonzalez, thank you so much for waking up early and joining us from Los Angeles, California. Tell us about these disasters and how it's affecting people. And you know, no one wants to think about them, but they happen all the time. How can the public get help?
Sure. Thanks, Tom, for having me. So we just launched today, in collaboration with the Red Cross, a new course on disaster preparedness. So I'd encourage the public to go onto disasterready.org and go through this course. It only takes 30 minutes of your time. It has some practical tips on how to be better prepared for yourself, for your family, for your community, including getting a kit and making sure it's well equipped with food, water, a first aid kit, having a plan and practicing it, and being better informed about the types of disasters that can affect your area.
Great information. Tell us, what is the mission of disasterready.org?
Sure. Disasterready.org is a free website that was set up in collaboration with the United Nations, the Red Cross, and the private sector, led by Cornerstone on Demand, really with the goal to train aid workers wherever they are in the world, whether they're an aid worker in Africa or they're a volunteer here in Charleston. We've seen over the last years already 30,000 aid workers access the portal from over 190 countries. And go through courses. So we have over 400 courses on Disaster Ready that can help aid workers and volunteers be better prepared to respond to the next disaster.
So this is some of the great importance of disaster preparedness and what disaster.org does. And you know, disasterready.org, you know, the International Days of Disaster Risk Reduction, we're seeing a lot of folks getting so much help in so many ways, but they can help themselves as well, correct?
Correct. So really, I'd encourage all the viewers to go on to disasterready.org and better prepare themselves, because we've seen over the last few years, we've seen the number of disasters only increasing around the world. We've seen almost 4 billion people affected by disasters in one way or the other. And research has shown that for every dollar we spent on disaster preparedness and prevention, we save $4 on disaster response. So having aid workers, having volunteers, having people better prepared and better trained for disasters really helps us respond more effectively and more quickly to disaster when it strikes.
That's a pretty good return on investment there. Tell us about the nonprofits that you're working with and how we can help out.
Sure. So we're working a lot with the United Nations, with the Red Cross. We're working with World Vision, Save the Children, Oxfam, to name a few of the organizations we're working with. We're also working with the private sector, led by Cornerstone on Demand, which empowers us with their technology to make all these great resources available to aid workers wherever they are. So again, I would really encourage the viewers to go on to the site and log on and go through all these great open resources which are available for anyone, wherever they are, to be better prepared to respond to disasters.
Disasterready.org. Thank you so much for joining us today from Los Angeles, California.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
And we've got more in just a moment, so stay with us.